Greetings, YouTube. We are here today with Squid Game Season 3 review. Man, I've never done a review type of video before, so this is going to be new to me. All right, I'm a little bit nervous, because this is going to be totally unscripted, but I'm going to try my best. I've been thinking about this ending for like the past few days now, trying to wrap my head around it. I even took extra time, rewatched the episodes, and I gotta talk about it, man. I don't know how we're gonna do this. We're just gonna go over each character and just see how they did, what happened with them, who I liked, who I didn't like, and how they good or bad endings and whatnot. Right now, disclaimer. There will be spoilers. If you haven't watched the season, definitely go and watch it. Okay, I will not be holding anything back, so I fully expect you to watch the show. Another thing, I am terrible with names, so we're gonna go based off of their player names because that's the only thing I remember. I'll be honest. All right, so this is gonna be the hardest part. Talking about player 456. I don't know how we're gonna start this off, but he is definitely like, I would say he's one of my favorites for sure. I just think that his death was, it was a beautiful death. Out of every death that there was, by the way, there was a ton of suicide in this season, right? Which kind of surprised me. But out of everyone's death, I think his was fine for the most part. It's a very much a Gihan death to, not give in and, save the baby at the end of the day. I fully didn't expect them to throw the baby off the cliff. That would have been that would have been terrible. But I don't know. It just feels pointless, I'm gonna say, right? Like everything about it. Cause when he went to the island to basically liberate it, save as many people as he can, and put an end to the games. That was like his mission objective. He accomplished none of that, like literally nothing at all. Which kind of, after everyone died, I'm like, okay, there's no way. I had no idea how they're gonna end off the season after like the last couple of like our characters, our group characters, all died, and I'm like, I don't know what they're going to do. Personally, what I thought was going to happen was I thought that like he was going to not do anything, stand in defiance and say, "Oh, I'm not going to throw the baby off the cliff," or "I'm not going to give in. Humans aren't entertainment." That's what I thought he was going to say. But he said humans aren't, and then he fell and then he died. And I'm just sitting here like, "What the freak?" And the worst part is like, correct me if I'm wrong, but moments after he committed suicide, that's when the place started like getting raided essentially, right? So it's like in my mind, if he would have stayed there for like 10 more minutes, he could have gotten out. Or I don't know, maybe I need to rewatch the episode, but I swear that's what happened essentially. But yeah, I have a theory too. I don't know. I think with the way that the show ended, I don't know, something about it. The way that they showed like the daughter and how it's like there's gonna be a continuation series, because clearly this was like a money thing, right? I do think he should have lived at the end of the day, right? I think that like, at the end of the day, it's all about Netflix getting more money for doing like a spin-off show, so they kill off the main character, I guess, and bring it to America or something. But I'm thinking that like there's gonna be a time skip, and then we're gonna go and have his daughter be the main character. That's my big brain theory. And then she's gonna try to follow her father's footsteps or whatever, and try to take down the Squid Games or whatever. She finds out information about it, and then there we go. It is what I think. Who knows? We might be wrong. I might be wrong. Okay, let's see. Oh man, the front man. I don't know how to talk about this guy. I He is a very interesting person. He wasn't taken down. He wasn't, I think I would like to assume that he definitely changed at the end of the show for sure, right? Him going out of his way to Gihan's daughter's place, in my opinion, was super nice, right? Him giving her the money, telling her that like her father's dead. I think that definitely had something to do with Gihan's like influence over him for sure. I do think that at the end of the day, the front man changed in some way towards the end of the show, because he was doing things like acts of kindness essentially, right? He gave the baby to his brother, which was nice. Gave him the money and all that. So I don't know. He definitely had like, I want to say he was redeemed in some way because he's seeing the American side of Squid Games, because Squid Games in Korea essentially got shut down, apparently, basically. So I'm trying to just wrap my head. I don't know what that scene was supposed to mean when he like saw the lady playing Dakji with the homeless dude on the street, because he looked like he had like a look to him essentially. I don't know. It was a weird scene for sure. And she definitely recognized him though, the way that she was staring at him. So yeah, season American Squid Games is gonna be, that's gonna be something. I don't know what to expect with that one. Oh man, this one hurts. This is where the rants start to come in, because this dude right here, let me tell you something. This season one, he was my favorite character by far, even above Cybiok, right? I like this dude the most about like Squid Game season one. He was like the most interesting part in my opinion. He was a police officer who essentially went rogue, infiltrated the Squid Games and infiltrated like their system and adapted their way of life essentially, put on the mask, played the role perfectly. And his police department is got to be like the worst like police officers I've ever seen in my life. These dudes did not care at all, which was crazy as heck. I mean, granted, they got them at the end, so I guess I can't say too much. Like the Coast Guard showed up at like the very end. This dude spent 2 seasons trying to get to the island. In my mind, I was thinking that he was gonna infiltrate it around like the middle of like season 3, right? And he's gonna be like Doom guy and just start shooting the place up, and he's gonna save everyone. They're gonna take down the front man. They did none of that, which was kind of disappointing. He finally got to the island that he's been searching for like the better part of a year or so. At like the very last episode, the very last 10 minutes where the place is about to blow up, and it just felt so lackluster because I was expecting him to do so much more and have a bigger role, but at the end of the day, it didn't really amount to anything. He got there after everyone was dead, the main character was dead, and it's just I it was just disappointing. He was my favorite character by far. At least he gets somewhat of a happy ending. You know, he has a new daughter that was thrown on to him, but he's rich now. You know, so that's good. Oh man, why'd I put Deho next? Okay, so Deho, obviously his biggest moment was him chickening out essentially when the people needed him the most. Freaking 456, he was on Deho's behind this entire season. Like he was staring at him with like, if looks could kill, he would have been dead for sure. And I am a bit surprised that 456 killed him, right? Because I know 456 wanted to like liberate everyone and save everyone. So I don't know. I do think it was strange that he actually killed him, right? But he had to kill someone or else he was gonna die. So I guess that's the only reason why. But I don't know. I can't imagine 456 as a killer, you know. But Deho, he was definitely interesting. He lied. He lied about being a Marine, said he had a fake tattoo and everything. That was quite crazy. I expected Deho to go crazy because he was all like, "Hurrah! I'm a Marine and I'm gonna go crazy and shoot people and we're gonna get us out of here." This dude, as soon as I stepped out and started shooting, he was looking like he was terrified, and I'm like, "This dude is lying." So yeah, that's Deho. His death was, I think it was one of the more better ones. I'll say that. Oh man, this one's interesting. Okay, how do we talk about this guy? I personally, I have issues with this character. I do. I liked him at first, but that's like season 2 material right there. But I'll talk about it briefly. Basically, he screwed over a lot of people, and he met those people in the Squid Games essentially, right? Which I thought was interesting. So you have him essentially get bullied by the people he screwed over, rightfully so, right? But it's like at the same time, I think he killed Thanos. I think he's the reason why Thanos died, which was interesting. But like one of my bigger issues with this character is the fact that like one, he almost killed his own baby. He almost threw his baby off or whatever, which was absolutely mind-boggling. But it's just, I don't know. He is responsible for the death of one of my other favorite characters in the show. We're gonna talk about it, but we gotta talk about it now. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. Where is she? This was my favorite character in the show right here, essentially, and She was my favorite part of season 2. She was my favorite part of season 3 as well. And she went out in like the mickiest way possible, in my opinion. I don't know. The only reason why I will accept her death is the fact that like it was him of all people, because in his mind he was going to try to save Junhee, right? His baby mom's, right? But I that's the only reason why I accept her death. That's literally it. Otherwise, I think she would have won the entire thing without a doubt. She was moving way too differently compared to everyone else. And a lot of people like to say like she wouldn't have made it past the jump ropes mini game or whatever. I don't know if I believe that. I'll be honest. I think she could have. I think she could have clutched up. I do. But the other mini games would have been hard, like the actual like Squid games with the pole. That one would have been tricky for sure, because people were jumping. But I don't know. She was definitely my favorite character though, without a doubt. Now back to this dude. Again, I didn't expect him to be the final boss of the show, which was definitely interesting. And he also just kind of just stopped caring about Junhee as well at some point. I mean, granted, she said she didn't want anything to do with him, but at the same time, I thought that like he would at least try to do something, but he just didn't. He didn't try to save her. He was gun ho on throwing the baby off the cliff, and I don't know, something about him changed towards the end of season 3. He was definitely the smartest person there on the very last minigame, because he was like the voice of reason, telling them, "Hey, we should do this instead of that." And he also grabbed the pole, which he was using the pole to like push people off, which was cool. So he's definitely like the smartest person there. But towards the end, he was just stupid, in my opinion. I don't know. What else can I talk about with this dude? I know there's something else. Next up, we have this guy. This guy was the biggest disappointment, in my opinion. I had so much faith in this guy to do something. He never did anything. I never got that. I thought this dude was about to crash out and like go crazy and start killing people, like lose his mind or something. He did none of that. He killed one person, and that was the fortune teller lady, which was surprising, right? But at the same time, I don't know. I expected him to go crazy at that last mini game, but he was so like OD on those damn infinity pills, infinity perks, that he was just losing his mind. He started seeing flashbacks of Homegirl, which we're gonna talk about her in a minute, best believe. And I don't know, he was just there. I don't know how else to say it. Like I'm trying to think. I don't know. I'm trying to think about what this guy did, and nothing comes up to my mind. The only thing he realistically did was eat the infinity perks and kill the fortune teller lady and die. That's it. That's literally it. That's all he did. I expected more from him, to be honest. And then we have this girl. I don't even know why I put her in here. She's a season 2 character. I still hate her death because her death still ties to this dude. Watching her die, in my mind, I thought like he was gonna drop the bottle. She was gonna grab the bottle and then like stab the dude that was killing her, or him like jump from the top bed and like freaking Legend of Zelda plunge attack this dude. He did none of that and just watched her die. I don't know, something about this show. They have like a very bad habit of killing off like the finest girls in like the worst possible way, and she was definitely a victim of that. I expect her to do more, to be honest. I don't even know why she's here. I don't know how she made it to the list. This lady, she was the jackass, pretty much. I don't know. What did she do? She came in clutch during the hide and seek game, which was by far my favorite episode of season 3 for sure. But she kind of just talked trash the entire season. That was about it. She didn't really do too much. Oh man, this one was sad. I ain't gonna lie to you. This was a sad death. He that they almost got a tear out of me when they killed him off. I'm not gonna lie. Even though he was a piece of garbage and he couldn't, this dude was about to die. Like he jumped on the dude and literally lost the fight, essentially. Like he did not have it in him to be a killer, and he got saved by this other teammate, which was interesting. He was not about it at all, which was interesting. And he was gonna kill off Junhee too, which was the worst part. He was real deal about to kill her. I'm glad he didn't try to kill off his mom though, which is what I thought he was gonna do. I did think that he was going to try to like kill his mom or betray her or something like that. But thankfully, he never did that, which would have been a lot if he did. I don't think I ever could have forgave him for that. And his mom stabbing him in the back, that was sad. That was really sad. Oh, and when she started talking about how he like overdosed and all that, and she had to like drag him and said that he was useless and blah 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 blah. At that, her, his mom and him, real deal like was like the saddest part in the entire show, in my opinion, or at least in the season. Oh man, and then we have her, and we have Grandma. Her death was the saddest in my opinion. Out of all the suicides, hers made the most sense, and hers was like the only one that I accepted out of literally the four other characters. She just she was such a sweetheart too. I didn't want anyone to kill her, and then when I saw her body hung up, I'm just like, dude, I can't do it. That was when I almost cried right there. That almost got a tear out of me. Okay, and now we have I forget her name. I think it was like Null Ul or something like that. Null. She was literally she took the role of the police officer, and she kind of just, you know, took the mantle essentially, right? She basically, uh, how do I say it? She basically like infiltrated the system herself essentially and tried to take it out from within, which I thought was interesting. But also at the same time, I do kind of wish that was, the police officer, right? All the scenes that the police officer should have had, she had essentially, and she was definitely one of the more interesting characters. She was working to save the one dude who had the daughter who had cancer and all that, which was beautiful. She had a nice happy ending where she seemingly rescued or at least found her daughter, which what I hope they didn't show it, but I mean we can just assume that she probably did, which would be nice. She definitely got a happy ending, and she definitely was influenced by 456's decision to not throw the baby off the cliff. She was going to kill herself, but she didn't because she saw that there was like hope in humanity, which I think was beautiful. So that's one good thing that came from Gihan's death, essentially the fact that like he unintentionally saved the life of this woman who went to go, reunite with her daughter, supposedly, which I thought was beautiful. She was definitely one of my more favorite characters of this season, for sure. I did enjoy her presence. Okay, this one pisses me off. I'm not gonna lie to you. Judy was annoying. She was slowly becoming one of my favorite characters, but towards the end, I couldn't. Why were there so many broken ankle, foot injuries in this season? Like that was a main thing this season. So many characters had like messed up ankles, heels, all that stuff, and she was no exception. Her death was arguably the one that annoyed me the most because I do think her death was avoidable. It's mostly the fact that you had her baby dad who didn't try to help her. He didn't like grab her and try to force her along the bridge or nothing like that, which would have been nice. And then another thing that I thought was gonna happen, I thought that like they had a minute left. In my opinion, that mini game, the jump roping one, I do think you could clear that thing in like 10 seconds. If it were me, I would have been over that in, like at least 10 seconds for sure, without a doubt. So I was thinking that since it's a minute left, you're gonna have Gihan run across, grab her, and then go right across, because you know how they like to drag out the mini games and make them like super tense and scary and climatic or whatever the freak. You know how they like to make the mini games like super tense and try to put you on the edge of the ropes and scare you and all that they're not going to make it, but they do make it at the end. I thought that's what was going to happen, but it didn't. He didn't go over there and try to get her, and instead she jumped off. And I just think that she could have tried. I do think she could have got over there. I don't know. I think you could jump on one foot, is what I'm trying to say. I do think you could do it if your life depended on it. But she didn't try, and she just jumped off. And I'm like, dude, you have a whole daughter on the other side waiting for you. You could at least try, in my opinion. And again, to reiterate, this was my favorite character by far. And I do think she had the Mickey's death in the show. And I just, again, the only reason why I accept it is because it was him specifically. If it was any other character, I would have been upset because I do think that she would have won the entire thing without a doubt. There's no other character I think was as strong as her in terms of like physical prowess. That was one of my favorite scenes, by the way, where she like stabbed the mess out of the one dude, and then the other dude walked in the hallway, looked at her, she smeared the blood on her face, and I'm just like, okay, you gotta pick someone else. And then he ran off because he's like, nah, I don't want no smoke with her. Oh my god, that scene was perfect. I loved it so much. But I just think they pretty much had to kill her off because they knew she was too strong, so they just gave her a very unsatisfying death, which is unfortunate. So I mean, hey, it is what it is. I don't know why I put Thanos on here, but I do think Thanos is entertaining for what he gave to the show. I do think that he should have stayed alive a lot longer till season three, personally, but instead they gave that role to his friend over here. Yeah, this guy. From what I remember, I think this dude is actually blind. I think from what I saw on like in the Twitter and all that, which was very impressive that he did all those scenes while being potentially blind, which was crazy as heck. He was an interesting character, you know, the Infinity perks and him essentially giving them to player 125. Those were interesting, I'll say the least. Him joining up with the dude, I forget his name. What was it? Oh man, where is he? This dude, him joining up with him and joining forces was definitely something I did not see because he was essentially bullying him in the last season. That I did not expect. But he was so out of it because of those pills. It was insane. He was a completely different person dang near. And of course, how could we not talk about our glorious queen? I'm I'm happy I'm happy she came back for at least that one cameo scene, which was interesting. It was super nice because she essentially convinced player 456 to not follow in the steps of this dude who essentially won only because he assassinated everyone in their sleep, which was definitely interesting. I didn't expect him to kill everyone in their sleep like that, but it definitely would have been interesting for sure. If he really wanted to make a move and save everyone, then I mean, hey, maybe. But nah, he's different. He's not like that. Overall, if I had to rank the season, I do think I'd rank it in third. It would literally go season one is the best, season two is the best, second best, and then season three is, you know, the third essentially. I don't know, something about this season, it didn't quite do it for me as much as season two did. I really enjoyed season two. I did. Season two explored a lot of themes that I thought were, you know, missing from like the first season, that being like an alliance essentially. You had the whole teams going on and the circles versus the X's and all that, but you also had like our inner group of people that we wanted to see survive. And in this season, they crushed that. They crushed the whole. Oh, we got to stick together and be a team. No, they killed off everyone. So it was hard. It was definitely hard, you know, because I just knew in my mind that like everyone is going to die essentially in some way. They were going to kill off some people. After they killed off the old lady, in my mind, I was like, okay, everyone's dying. Everyone else. There's no way. I already knew there wasn't going to be a happy ending. And it's unfortunate, but again, we have the American version coming out soon, and that's going to be I don't know what to expect. I do not know what to expect with this American version of Squid Game. I don't know if they're going to try to like just keep the show going for as long as possible or what, because clearly this is like a money move for Netflix, which is unfortunate, but I mean, hey, it is what it is. And just because, why not end the video out with a quick Squid Games tier list? We are going to throw everyone in the tier real fast. If I can come up with something to talk about, then we'll briefly discuss them. SAABC. All right, all right. This dude, 007. I'm going to put him in A. Junhee with her ending, I gotta throw her in B. I don't know who this is. This is 333. I'm gonna put him and 222 together. There. That sounds fine. I don't know who that is. You have Daeho. I'm gonna put Daeho in top of B, I think. Wait, no. Where would I put Deho actually? I think C. Yeah, we'll put him in C. Then there's this dude. Oh, this was his friend. He was interesting, but I can't put him in B, can I? Maybe. Yeah, we'll throw him in 3. Cybiok is S tier, no doubt about it. I don't know who this is. I think this is Ollie's boss. I mean, he kind of was just there. Same thing with his girl. Ollie's S tier, though. You have this dude. I think this was, Okay, I might be getting people mixed up. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I can't remember who this is. I think I know who it is, but I'm not too sure. And then you have the doctor from season 1. I'll put him in C tier. Who is this? You have the boy from the jump rope minigame. Okay. You have this dude, his friend, the detective's partner in crime. I'm gonna put him in like B tier. I don't know who that is. Oh my god, you have this detective. This is the police, the head of the police officers right here. He was worthless. Him and the entire police force were essentially worthless at the end of the day. Granted, I think they did get the Coast Guard to show up, which is good, but it took them way too long. I don't know who this is. You have the old lady. I'm putting her in A tier. You have, I think this was the one dude's mom. I think she's gonna go in B. Yeah, that's fine. I think this is Gihon's wife. I mean, L wife. Oh yeah, we'll put her in D. Oh, this dude that died. D for what you did. All right. I don't know who that is. I can't even see this dude's face. You have the detective. The detective, at the end of the day, I'll still put him in S tier because of his season 1 performance. Even if his entire goal was to serve face throughout season 2 and 3, I'll still put him in S tier. And you have uh I forget her number, I won't lie. I'm putting her in S tier easily. You have old Il Nam, the old dude. He was definitely like, yeah, I think A tier. We're gonna put him above her. I don't think I'll put him above him, 007 yet. Okay, you have the mercenary guy. I'll put him in C. I don't know who this is. I don't know who that is. I don't know who this is. I don't know who that is. I don't know who this is. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know who half these people. Who are these people? Oh man. I think I know who this is. This is the one dude that was like harvesting organs in season 2. I'll put him in C. Okay, then you have the old dude. I don't think I put him on the list, but he was. I thought he was gonna die way sooner. He stayed alive for way too long, in my opinion. It was definitely interesting. He was definitely a driving force in the show, always screwing over people, always. So he definitely could have made it to. I mean, he did make it to like top 3 essentially. So I mean, hey, under the right circumstances, I could see him winning the entire thing. So I'll put him in B. And then you have this dude, Doc Joe, 101. I'm putting him right next to him. 2 antagonists. I don't know. I think I remember this guy. I can't remember though. I don't know who this is. Bro, this was supposed to be like, she was supposed to be like the next Cybiok, but she was the first person that died. How are you the first person that dies in Squid Games? I don't understand. I'm putting you in D tier. Then you have No Ul. I'm putting her in A because I think she was interesting. She was definitely like one of the more driving forces in the show. Definitely helped push the plot forward. You have these 2 police officers. They are useless. I don't know who this is. I think I remember her. I'm putting you in I don't know though. I don't know. I don't know why they put this dude here. Okay, you have this guy. His death was funny. I won't lie. His death was funny when he like jumped on Noel, but she blasted the mess out of him midair. That was funny as heck to me. I was busting out laughing. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Oh man, you have this chick. She was She was interesting. She was entertaining. I'll give her that. I'll put her at the top of B. Then you have the baby. B for baby. All right, that's good. I don't know him. I don't know him. Is this who I think it is? No, it's not. I see him down here. Okay, I don't know who that is. This dude was meant to die. Just put him in there. This dude, I don't know. I don't know. They have a lot of people in here that are like random as heck. Fortune teller lady, she's gonna go in. Hmm. I'll put her like up here in C tier. I do think I should move this guy up a little bit. Yeah, we'll put him like, we'll put him here. Yeah, that's fine. I don't know any of these people. I think I remember her, but I'm not too sure. Okay, you have this guy, 125. I think that was his name. I forget the numbers. I'm not gonna lie. Um, I do think he's more entertaining than Daeho. I would definitely put him higher than Daeho. I think here is fine, right? Yeah, that's fine. Low B tier. I don't know this dude. I don't know you. I don't know you. She was interesting. She came out of nowhere though. Like she was only there for like that marble episode. Like she could have joined the group if she was there a lot sooner, easily, without a doubt, right? But it's like she came out of nowhere and stole all of our hearts, essentially. And for that, I'm gonna put her like here. She only had like one episode, I think. I don't know you. 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 You were literally there for like trailer moments. I don't know you. I remember this guy. Here, since I remember you, I'm putting you in D because I swear he was there for like a couple scenes and then died. I don't know you. I don't know you. She's familiar, but I can't remember too much. Okay, and then we have him. He's our next to S tier character. He is easily, as much as I love Cybiuk, I do think he was arguably the best character in the entire show. Written, like writing wise, I think he was the best. We're gonna talk more about him once we like reorganize S tier. Oh, we have the mom, and the mom was sad as heck. I'm putting her in A easily. I don't know. It was interesting because one of like when I was rewatching season one, when I put my mom onto the show, you start to notice things that they do in the show, right? And the season one was so good. I remember there was this one part where like Cybiuk was like, "Oh, would you bet on your mom you're not gonna attack me or whatever the heck?" And he was like, "No, I won't attack you." And then I think she untied him, and then next thing you know, his mom is like in the hospital because of like her diabetes or something like that. So he basically screwed over his mom, which was kind of funny, you know. Let me see. You have Homegirl. She was supposed to be the next Cybiuk replacement, but she died way too soon in like the weakest way possible. So she went at the end of C tier. Oh man, you have the daughter. You know, it was heartbreaking when she said that like, "Oh, I don't want to hear from my father ever again." That was sad. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. That almost got me. And then she finds out that he's dead, and it's just that's a lot. It's a lot, man. Oh my god. Then you have her father, C tier. I'm gonna have to put 456 in S. We'll talk more about him in a minute. I don't know who that is. I don't know who this is. I don't know who this is. I don't know who this is. This dude ended up being one of the most clutch people in the entire show. At first, he was useless, but he definitely proved his worth. I'm putting him at like top of B tier. Oh my god, you have the fisherman. This dude was something else. He definitely influenced the show, I guess, right? He essentially helped at the end of the day to get to the island kind of by letting them borrow the boat, but just an a-hole. Like he was literally there as like I don't know why the headman hired him actually. I don't get it. Like I don't get it because at the end of the day the headman, the front man, I think that's his name. hired this dude to like essentially screw with him, essentially. But if he gets too close, kill him. So it's like in my mind, it doesn't really make sense why he hired this fisherman to like almost help him get to the island, essentially. I don't know. That was weird. I can't really draw conclusions on that. But yeah, I think I'll put him at like the top of C tier. I don't know who this is. Okay, you have this dude. This dude was S tier. That rock paper scissors episode and his death scene was that was incredible. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. That first episode of season 2 was literally like easily top 3 Squid Games episodes without a doubt. He was such a character. I love this dude so much. Okay, and then you have the front man. I think front man's S tier, but he's probably gonna be low S tier. I feel like you have the VIPs. These guys were a holes. We'll put them in like C tier. You have this dude. We'll put him in C tier. Circle guy. I don't know who that was supposed to be. You have the uh the mascot. I'll put her in A tier. Oh man, I remember this chick. She got screwed over. She was kind of just there, to be honest. She was like the. She was this player's love interest. I feel like we could have shipped these two easily, for sure, right? That's what they're kind of doing, right? She was devastated when she died. So, yeah, I think there was definitely something going on with these two, for sure. But I don't know. I don't think she really did too much at the end of the day. So, yeah, I think C tier is fine. More people I forget. 222, easy S tier. We'll talk about her in a minute. I don't know you. This dude was I don't know what was up with this dude. This dude was on demon time. He was gonna end the games right there. Oh man. Okay, I remember this guy. He got screwed over, but he also screwed over everyone else. I don't remember you. This guy was I think he was the most interesting out of like that final villain group. I would definitely put him higher than the rest of them. Okay, you have the VIP guy. You have the VIP girl. Just throw him in. Just throw him in somewhere. Then you have these dudes. I don't know. And then you have her. We'll put her in D tier. Sure, fine. Why not? Okay, let's organize S tier because this is clearly the most important part. I would put. Oh man, this is difficult. Um. Oh man. Because clearly the S and A tier are the ones that matter the most, right? Those are the ones that people are definitely going to be looking at. Okay, if I had to be objective, I'd have to put the detective over Cybiog. I do. Her story was sad as heck. I think she died in like the mickiest way possible, for sure. I mean, she mostly died because of the glass, but also because of him sneaking the mess out of her. He was gonna end the games right there, which was crazy as heck to me. Uh, I do think he's the best written character in the show. I do think he's the best character without a doubt. He played the game perfectly, in my opinion, exactly how you should, And I do think he's the best Squid Games character. Thinking about it now, I do like the detective still, even though he had a lackluster performance in season 2 and 3. I'm gonna have to give it him like second place. I'll put Cyan third. I'll put my favorite character of season 2 and 3 in fourth, if I had to be objective. because I do think her death was trash. After that, I'll go with the front runner because he was definitely one of the more interesting characters. He is just, at the end of the day, I would say he's just confusing. I feel like he, it's hard to read him as a character because some of the stuff that he was doing was just like, why are you doing this? And that's why I think makes him interesting. You can't read this guy at all. And then you have Ali. He was a great character. That's all he was. He was too nice. He was too innocent, right? So it's hard for me to. I'm gonna put Gihan above him. I am. I do think that's as high as low as he'll get. I don't think I'll put the Dokji guy above him, but I think that's fine. Yeah. And then Gihan, I do think Gihan's an S tier character because at the end of the day, he made an amazing sacrifice. You know, giving his life to the baby, which I think was incredible. You know, him saying humans aren't essentially entertainment, I thought was beautiful. And he had to have influenced the front man in some way. There's no way he didn't because the front man was moving different after that, you know, doing acts of kindness that he didn't have to do, like going all the way to America to see his daughter. So I do think he changed in some way and I this the next season has to like do something involving these characters. There's no way they're just not going to be there. At least some of the characters that are like alive that made it out alive. I do think we should at least try to see what happens with Null Ul. I would like to see the front man again and see if he's in the game somehow, some way. What happens to him, what he does after the games, I think would be interesting because there's got to be something tying the original show to, you know, the new series that's coming out. If there isn't, then it's just, in my opinion, and I'm gonna say this in the nicest way possible, a blatantly obvious cash grab, which is what I don't want for like the spin-off show, the sequel or whatever. I just hope it doesn't do that. I hope the story progresses in some way. That's not just, you know, cash grab at the end of the day. And then you have the baby. The baby is I'm putting the baby above everyone else because at the end of the day, the baby won compared to everyone else. You know, it outlived all these people, even though it was just born. The richest millionaire, excuse me, in existence. Okay, I don't know. The baby symbolizes a lot, you know, with like Gihan and all that. I'm surprised Gihan went so hard for. I mean, granted, Gihan at the end of the day, even though they painted him as like an a-hole and like the beginning of the show, like season one, he definitely always had like signs of like him being able to be like redeemed in some way. And it was definitely shown with like the baby. He was going to like essentially he died for the baby at the end of the day, which I thought was interesting. He gave up his life for this child of this player that he just met essentially like 6 days ago. So I think that was beautiful. I am happy that he, you know, didn't throw it off, obviously, or just, you know, something terrible. I'm happy he fought for the baby, essentially. But yeah, I think that's how I'm feeling about this tier list and about the show overall. I do think season 3 was lackluster at the end of the day. It just it just didn't hit the notes that I wanted it to. I do think season 2 was miles better, but I did think season 3 had a lot of interesting moments. And again, this is only like a couple days after it came out, so we'll see how it ages over time. And I am nervous about this American Squid Game show that's coming out. Video, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. I know it's a bit sloppy. You know, this is a weird video. I'm bad at unscripted videos. I won't lie to y'all, but I enjoyed it. You know, I think it's a good show. It's something definitely worth talking about, and I'm glad I finally got to talk about it. You know, at the end of the day. But all right, YouTube, peace out.